Windows off. Do I ever put my stream in here? Didn't I do a stream? Yeah, that. Wait, have I been linking people to the wrong stream? Oh, no, that was back then when it was still that. Now it's Avian JE. All right. It's Minogoe time. Turn that down a little bit. Turn it up here a little bit. All right, 10 minutes till the Minogoe tournament. See if I can find a game. I don't have to play right away. Actually, I could play right away because Minkmaster is DQing. What up, JJJ? You excited? It's tournament time. It's time for the work to pay off. Hi, Moonshade. Hey, Pico. Hey, Butterscotch. You ready? You excited? Look at the bracket. You get Pico round one because I'm pretty sure Liz is DQing. What up, Optimus? I forget who you are on. I'm pretty sure you play Minogoe, right, Optimus? Yeah, unfortunately, because I fell down the leaderboard. Restitutor. Unfortunately, because I fell down the leaderboard, I was in 5th when I made the bracket. I was in 5th at 3 p.m. So I have to play Pico in the semifinals. Whereas I would have been able to wait until the finals if I had been up to 3rd or 2nd place. But well. It's fine. How do we do this? I'll ping everyone at 6. You're just going to either create or join a private room. You'll set, once the room joins, you'll set the timer to 60 seconds, and that'll be that. Then you'll play your best of 3. But I'll send here. I'll pre-make the message. What up, Aram? How you doing? Skeezybug, ladybug, ski, toilet. Ski, lady, toilet. Once you're in private room, set the timer to 60 seconds. And play a best of 3 for the first round. Probably won't win. Reason, look at my win rate. What's your username? I don't remember what, or are you Butterscotch on here? Oh, you are Butterscotch on here. Bro, you haven't played since the 11th. You haven't played in a week. Imagine you come through and... Pico, you be talking up LARP constantly. You have not stopped gassing up LARP. But, like... LARP is below 1200 elo. Okay, well, I guess LARP did win their last 5 ranked matches. Or, well, matches. Only one of these was ranked. Oh, wait, this isn't a real game. This isn't real. He didn't beat me. That was me testing when the server was fucked up. So I just queued ranked, but we didn't actually play, as you can see. So he's won 4 casuals in a row. I don't know. We'll have to see. Who does he play? He plays Caleb, and then he'll play Justin or Shrimp Friend. If he wins that, he plays Plink Ponk. It's a tough route. Alright, I'll go back to queue. Since a bunch of games just ended. Someone will take me on as a warm-up. I'm also watching the World Cup on the side monitor. I also am super sick. Isn't that wonderful? What great timing. I've been sick for like 3 days, but today is the peak. You know how being sick is like a bell curve? I'm at peak sick today. Hey, 16 online. This is the most we've had online since the Simply thing, but I think... How many were online at once during the Simply thing? It was like 17 or 18, so we might actually break that today, which is cool. And we're going to hit 3,000 games of Minogoe played. Alright, well, no one's queuing, so I'll play some Yoganim. Hi, Blossom. Oh, that's right. I should feed you before the tournament. It is your dinner time, isn't it? Alright. Gotta feed the cat. Ah. Let me feed the cat real quick. Got 5 minutes? Alright, let me feed you. Yeah. Or not. Alright. Alright, who wants to side bet on who wins? I can't believe there's no one queuing 5 minutes before the tournament. I guess it makes sense. Games can take more than 5 minutes, but they often take about 5 minutes. Feels worth playing one right now. What up, Caleb? Good luck to you as well, brother. I forget who you're playing. I just saw who you're playing in round 1. Unfortunate. Well, GG's. Oh, misclick. Yeah, I was like, there's definitely an orientation that works here. All right, GG's. All right. Hopefully everybody's ready. Looks like everybody's online. We got 12 people online. Justin worried. I think you'll be fine, Justin. You have to play Shrimp Friend one. Messy corner, though? Oh, shit. Messy corner. You're right. Ah, what is that, bro? Oh, there was a whistle. I'm not listening, so I was like, why did he not? You gotta put it in, man. You gotta put it in. There is no goal here if he doesn't go for putting it in the box. If they try to slow play this, it's not happening. Dude, what fucking NFL defense is Ameris playing? Ah! That was it. He just had it. He had the tying goal and he missed. I mean, that's a ridiculously tough shot, but that's a very hard bouncing ball to get, but that was it. Oh, he just caught it too far. He wasn't steady. And that's going to be it. Damn. Well, good timing. I don't have to worry. If it went to penalties and then I'm trying to run the tournament and watch penalties at the same time. All right, 1 minute. I'll have to decide on a DQ timer. Let me put a soundtrack on. Let me put Jet Set Radio soundtrack on. 3 minutes left. 1 minute left until the tournament starts. Not for the soccer game. The tournament starts at 6. Sorry. I know it's confusing. I've got the World Cup on the left monitor and then this up on the main monitor. What time? 10 seconds. They're gonna show that goal for the rest of this guy's fucking life. It's just because his left foot shifted a little bit. Oh my god. When his left foot landed, it shifted about like a 1/4 inch. And I think that's actually what threw his right foot off. That's crazy. Let me put the bracket in here again. Once the game is completed, board scores to me here. All right. Here we go. The tournament has begun. So let me eliminate the people who I know are not coming. Start the tournament. So Liz is not coming. So this is a 2-0 for Butterscotch. Juju is not coming. So this is a 2-0 for Turty. Okay. Flex is not coming. So this is a 2-0 for Tucci. Mink Master's not coming, so this is a 2-0 for Vin. Wanted to enter, but I'm too good, so I decided not to. That's very kind of you to let someone else win. All right, everyone else should be here. So I think we're good. All right, the games are beginning. Has anyone begun yet? Not yet. Everybody's still coordinating. Do Pico and I play now or no? You can play now if you want. But this is best of 5, remember. You're at round 2, so it'll be best of 5. All right, Spain won. I can stop looking at my other monitor. All right. Yeah, this is my game. At least it wasn't the worst outcome, only second worst. All right, let's see. Let me give my predictions. Pico's going to beat Butterscotch. Sorry, Butterscotch. James is going to beat Zebtech. JJJ is going to beat Tucci. I'm going to beat Vin, I hope. This is a good game. I'm excited. I might watch this game. Actually, I kind of want to watch Shrimp Friend versus Justin. That might be a good game, too. Caleb versus LARP. That might be a good game. Yeah. Round 2 is going to be full of bangers. Having some issues connecting. Make sure you don't have any VPNs on. Make sure there's no firewall. Maybe make sure you're not on a DNS. Blah, 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 blah. All right. Shrimp Friend versus Justin. Let's watch Shrimp Friend versus Justin. Their game has begun. Yeah, Tucci doesn't seem to be here. We'll wait until... Oh, wait. Gonna spectate some round ones. We'll see if Tucci shows up. Tucci is offline, so I'm not all that confident that Tucci or Turti. There's a couple people I don't necessarily think are going to show up, but we'll see. That's how it be. All right, so we've got Shrimp Friend in blue versus Justin. So this is actually a battle of people who know each other. Shrimp Friend, I believe, is engaged to Whirly. If it's who I'm thinking it is, they are engaged to Whirly. And Justin has met Whirly many times, so... Has Kane not... Will auto DQ if your opponent hasn't typed anything in 10 minutes. Who are you against, Butterscotch? Pico? And your thing's not working? I mean, it's got to be something on your connection end, because there's a bunch of people in games right now. I don't know what to say. Firewall, VPN, DNS, anything of the sort. Try connecting to, like... Oh, it worked? Okay, good. All right, so Justin is going very... Wow. Wait, Justin might be cooking here. I mean, if he can get himself to complete these shapes that he's building, I mean, that's blockable, so that's really not that great. This isn't as good as it looks. But, I mean, this would be good if he can finish in this here. I don't know, I think Shrimp Friend may just overtake him. Don't get DQ'd, Poro Agony. I'm surprised Andrew's not here. Well, I'll go ahead and DQ people who don't show up in a couple minutes. This is an interesting board. Shrimp Friend and Justin have decided to just not fight each other. They have decided to just live peacefully and ignore each other, which is very funny. Not typically the way a successful game of Minogoe is played. If both players ignore each other, you're basically playing a single-player game, and the better player is just going to win every time. If you want to beat someone who's played more than you, who has better pattern recognition at this kind of thing than you, you're just going to have to force some situations. You're going to have to play some offense. Okay, Kane's here. That's good. So we're missing, what? Zebtech, Tucci, Turti, and Andrew. This is a tough game. Hey, Plink Plonk. Shrimp Friend versus Justin is a better game than I expected. Hey, Vin. Are the timers working for everybody? I probably should have tested it before the tournament, but I did not. But it seems like nobody's complaining about the timer not functioning properly, so I'm going to guess that the timer is, in fact, functioning properly in the private rooms. Ooh. I mean, Justin should... Okay. Yeah, fair enough. I was going to say, once you build some shit like this... So what's the play now? Justin can score 1 there. All right, and so now they each get a block. So Shrimp Friend is going to get to block 7 points. Justin can block 4. So it's GG's. First game to Shrimp Friend. All right. Look at some other games going on. Pico versus Butterscotch. Kratos versus Kane. Let's look at how Pico versus Butterscotch is going. I don't expect this to be going all that well. Pico is the #1 seed and likely to win the tournament, and Butterscotch has played the game 5 times and hasn't played in a week. It's closer than it looks like it initially would be, but Pico had plenty of block pieces left. So I don't think that this is going to be all that close. All right. We could see Caleb versus Larp V&J. This is an interesting one because Pico never stops talking about how good Larp V&J is. And I've played Caleb, and he's decent, so it should be an interesting match. This is a crazy arbitrage opportunity for Caleb here. Holy. What do we got in terms of blocking pieces? We have nothing. I mean, this is blockable. So I guess there's 4 blockable. So it's a pretty even game up until this point. But I mean, I favor Caleb R's scoring opportunities. Then again, this down here this is a crazy game. So is Led not playing? Bro, Led studied for the tournament so much. All right. Who didn't show? It's been 10 minutes. So Tucci's not here. So JJJ is going to get to move on automatically. Oh, whoops. This is a 3-0 for JJJ. Looks like Led didn't show up, so that's a 2-0. Turty's here. Okay, that's good. No Zeb Tech, unfortunately. Andrew's not here. So 2-0 for Sheephair. All right, and that should be it, I believe. Everyone left in the tournament is here. All right, bracket is updated. Everyone left in the tourney is here. All right, let me go to the bathroom real quick, and then I'll play Vin. Vin, if you're ready, I'll play you right after I go to the bathroom. Alrighty. 3KUY. You're out, Caleb? Let me see. There were scores reported. Post updated bracket. Sure. Do that real quick. All right. We'll play Vin. You lost 2-0, Caleb? I got 11. Larp B and J got 15.5. It's a best of 3. Don't need exact scores, just final score of the BO3. Alright, Vin, let's do it. Alright, Vin. Good luck, buddy. Whoa, what a seed this is. Holy moly. Oh my god. This is a high fucking scoring seed. Oh, Jesus. This is a scary seed. When you're the favorite, you do not want to be playing a seed like this. I'll tell you what. This is a scary seed to be playing. So high scoring. But I feel like I just gotta play my game. I won't give Vin any hints since Vin is here, but there's a proper way for me to play this game. Wow, 19 online. I think that's our site record. 19 online at once. Pico strats. I did steal this opening from Pico, but okay, Vin. Interesting. Don't steal. It's too late, Pico. I've used this more times than you ever will. Vin is playing this pretty well, I gotta say. I'm impressed. He's played a little mirror-y, if I'm honest, but not bad. I have a double threat here, though. Second round is best of 5, Plink Plonk. Yes. If it's round 2 on the bracket, it's best of 5. The rest of the tournament up until finals is best of 5. It was just the first round that was best of 3. Man, Vin has totally surrounded me this game. I feel like I'm like suffocating. In a way I'm not used to. Okay, get out of the fucking... Get out of the stream, Vin. It's a tough game, man. It's a tough game. Scary game to be me. Ugh. He has another 2 to score, so I need to put together 3.5 unblockable. I need 4 points. Which I can't do. I can do 3 points. I lost. Because I can do this. Ooh, this scores 2. No, it's net neutral. It's the same thing as this. And then Lux there. Fuck, man. I don't have time to think. If he plays there, he scores the 1. But if he... Scheisse. It's so weird. We have the same pieces, but, like, look at the board. Like, it looks like Vin just has the entire board to himself. And he plays the correct move. I was hoping I could get him to play something wrong, but I lost. There's no way for me to score 2 with what I've got here. All right. 1-0 for Vin. I'll deal with that when I'm done, Butterscotch. You can just put the scores in the tournament channel in the Discord. Don't need to at me. He's just gonna mirror me. Oh, this is so classic Vin, bro. Whatever. When you play against Vin in Smash, he plays the same way. Just as annoying as possible. He's a very mental player. That's why he always got on Oval's nerves. People don't know what BO3 means. Oh, well. Fear I'm gonna lose again. I don't know how. So his goal now is just to prevent me from scoring because he's up. Which he can do no matter what. I have no situation here that makes me win the game. It's GG's. Hmm. Yeah, I don't see anything. All right. Well, it's gonna have to be a reverse sweep if I'm gonna stay in the tournament. Very straight pieced. Just gonna play my game. I'm thinking too much about his game, I think. But he's also just playing well. But I think I have a better chance if I just play my own game. Good move. Good use of that. More tense of a first round than I thought it would be. I'll give you that, Vin. Oh, that corner. I didn't see the corner at all. I didn't see this. That's GG's. I can't come back from that. I just didn't even see it. That is GG's. He played it right. If he played 3 on this side, I would win. Actually, wait, do I win by 1? Because he can't score with this 4 because of this orange setup. I think I win by 1. Jesus Christ. Oh, this is a stressful round 1. How's everybody doing? They still playing it? Jesus Christ. All right. 2-1. Apologize for laughing at me when I said I was scared of Vin. I apologize. I mean, Jesus Christ. Vin's pretty good. I will give it to him. Vin is pretty good. They're calling him the car pop of Minogoe. He does love to start the game by mirroring, huh? At least I didn't get 3-0'd. Alright, lock in. It's not over. Well, that's a mistake on his end. Alright, well, I'm going to move in to his side because of that. I understand what his goal is, but it's still a mistake. He didn't need to have a blockable on the long L. Q and E, or you can use the mouse wheel. Q and E and F, or you can use the mouse wheel. But yeah, it's on the page. Did you win, Ryan? No. Plink Plonk 3-0'd you. Oh. I thought you were asking because you were still in the tournament. I was like, wait, did you beat Plink Plonk? Ryan, Vin is just as annoying in this game as he is in fucking Smash. Isn't that crazy? It really goes to show Smash just shows off your true personality. Ah. The fuck is that, bro? I mean, I know what he's hoping to do, so I'm just gonna pre-block it. He's hoping to pre-place a square there and get a free 3. I got shat on. Don't feel bad. Plink Plonk's pretty good. Plink Plonk is a good person to lose to. He has a chance to win the tournament. Well, at least you got to play more, Caleb. That's what matters. Meanwhile, I'm fighting for my fucking life in the game that's supposed to be an easy win for me. Oh, well, you can never say I rigged the tournament for myself because I gave myself fucking Vin round 1. Vin's kind of like Netanyahu. They're spitting. Good job, Caleb. That is a personal win. Oh. That's what I was waiting for. Okay. So now that he used his 2x2, I can score on a 2x2. Yeah, a lot of people had that experience, Ryan. It is not just you. There's nowhere left on the board to place the 5. So what can he score here? There's nowhere to place that. I mean, that scores anything. So he can play this like this and score 5. So it's better for me to block than it is for me to try and score. Yeah, a lot of people ran into that, Ryan. We were finding out that, like, people who had played, like, 100 games against bots were losing to people who had played, like, 5 PvP games. Like, the bot is fine for you get to play the game, but the bot is not an opponent that prepares you for people. Because people are aggressive and they throw you off. The bot doesn't. The bot just kind of takes it and tries to outscore you. Bot always plays E4. Yeah, bot plays the written in stone. There's no 3 points here, Vin. We're going to a game 5, buddy. Oh, I have to pee so bad, but we're going to a game 5. Bot plays the cube in the middle. I still think the bot might be cooking on that. No, the bot is not cooking, because if you have no other way to kill a 2x2, it just... gives your opponent free reign to place 2x2s. All right. Best of 5, game 5. Here we go. Holy, what a diabolical seed. Oh my god. All right. Lock in. Holy shit. The corner Tramino and 2x2s? How do you score in this game? Oh my god. Okay. All right. No, this is exciting, actually. I think I'm better at this than Vin is. I hope. It's not a bad move. But have you considered this for 3 points? Unblockable. Shout out Ori, the GOAT. Showed me that one. So cool that, like, people have signatures already. Signature moves. Like, recognizable playstyles. The game's been out a week, and, like, the top players all have recognizable playstyles. It's so insane. I hope people still play after the tournament is done, because I do think it's pretty hype, but it's going to be hard to get more people in if I'm not throwing out $200 every week, you know? I will. Thanks, Pling Plonk. Just wait for the LARP opening. This guy does not shut up about LARP. This guy wants to fucking ride LARP into the sunset. You aren't ready for the Saudi Open Minogoe tournament? No, Vin's playing it pretty well, Ryan. I disagree. This is a hard one to play correctly, I'll be real. I'm just being Toph, I see. I almost read that as Toph because I just watched Avatar. And then I thought about why you would be saying that you're being Toph. And so I had to auto-correct my brain to be like, nope, nope. Ryan is talking about Toph, the Melee commentator. Oh, I'm freaking out, man. This was supposed to be an easy 3-0. Feel like I'm in a better position, but I don't really know. Kind of hard to tell. What the fuck? I mean, I understand what the goal there was, but I think it's fine. We each have 1 scoring piece and 2 blocking pieces. But we each have... Well, I have 3 that can be blocked. He has nothing that can be blocked. So my blocking piece might end up being used for scoring. Vin winning would feel like HBox winning an ult major. I think Vin would pop off in his chair if he won this. And I was pretty sure he's gonna. I'm still not totally sure he's not gonna win. Like, I have no way to get my 2 out of this. There is no way to get my 2 out of this. It's so tight. That might have been a misplay. I really don't know, man. I really don't know. I really don't know. I really don't know. I really don't know. Vin has 3 he can take from me. So I need to score 1 to be ahead. He says GG before he's placed a piece. I don't know what it's GG for, Vin. He's saying GG, but is it GG for me or is it GG for him? I can't. There's too many possibilities. There's like 8. I think I'm ahead. I think I win. Right? He needs to score 2 to put me out of it. He can score 1. But he's not going to score 1. He's going to take 3. So as long as I'm up by more than 3, which this will put me at 18.5. It's done. Right? Because he can block 3. Oh my god, man. Jesus Christ. Oh, the reverse 3-0. That's crazy. I don't have anything to say. I hate you so much, Vin. That's crazy. Oh my god. Oh. Oh. Alright. I'll input scores now. What happened? Shit, isn't that serious? I'd never pop off. Ah. You're right. I guess I was projecting my own emotions, which is that I would pop off winning that because Jesus Christ. Alright, let me look at all the things that happened so I can input things. LARP VMJ 2-1 Caleb. Oops. What else happened? Plink Plonk versus Ryan was a 3-0 for Plink Plonk. Sergeant Bird 2-0'd Turty. 2-0 Restitutor over Sheep Hair. Well, that's supposed to be a best of 5, but I don't really care. How did Kane versus Kratos go? Pico won 3-0 versus Butterscotch. Justin lost 2-1 to Shrimp Friend. Kratos won 2-0 versus Kane. All right. I think we are up to date now. Right? This is all the games that have happened. Oh, Gunshot 3-1 Kratos. Okay. All right, we're into the quarterfinals now. I have to go to the bathroom. Let me update the score first. Gunshot 3-1 for Kratos. All right. Y'all can go. Semifinals, please wait for me to stream. Otherwise, y'all can play through. All right, it's me versus JJJ at JJJ. Down when you can make one. All right. Be right back. Goddamn. Vin, I straight up think if you had played... Oh, God, I have to play JJJ. Vin, I straight up think if you had played 5 more games before the tournament, you would have beat me. All right. Here we go. Best of 5 versus JJJ. Ranked higher than me, for the record, at the moment at least. Yeah, that is a good one, Ben. Or if you manage to place the U first as part of a different or like setup. Then what you end up with is a free 4 from the T. That's what I did against you. I had the U here, and you weren't even thinking about it. So then the T in the corner is a free 4-pointer. There will definitely be more tournaments. I don't know how many I can keep funding. $200 is a lot of money, and then on top of it, I spent $50 for the sponsorship and $7 for the server, so it's like it's a lot of money. But there will definitely be more tournaments. What is Minogoe? It's a game. I mean, you're watching it right now. Score by surrounding territory. You get a random set of tetraminos, pentaminos, and triminos to play with each game. I'm currently in the quarterfinals of a $200 tournament for it. I need to lock the fuck in. I'm playing JJJ. I'm acting like I'm playing a fucking noob here. I'm playing fucking JJJ. Lock in. Yeah, I was thinking we could do buy-ins, but I don't know how many people would be down. But if we have like a dedicated group of like 10 people, we could all just put like $5 in and then have a $50 pot, you know? Whatever works. Yeah, that's tough. It's kind of what I wanted to do. Fear I may have lost this first one. Oh yeah, I lost this first one. All right. I'll forfeit this one. All right. 1-0 JJJ. I need to lock in. Thank you, Vin, for the prime. Let me lock in. I mean, I was chatting too much with chat, playing too quick. I'm not going to beat JJJ the same way I beat Vin. We have like a symmetrical board, but not a symmetrical board. It's kind of funny. Like it's mostly symmetrical, but then the pluses are here and the W's are here. Just, I don't know, did minor calculations in my head, and I'm not all that scared of what he can do here. I think the max he can score in that corner is 2, but I'm probably missing something. Yeah. Missing something indeed. Assumed that was coming. Oh, that blocks what I wanted to do. See, I assumed that was coming, but then didn't play into it. Isn't that funny of me to do? Aren't I a funny guy? Yeah, he still has 2 good scoring pieces. Well, he has a good scoring piece. And I'm behind, so I lost this one. What's JJJ's Mino named? Son of a Beach. It's a great name, JJJ. Is that a rare violet? I've got a rare teal. Oh, that's a way to play it. Just playing it pure denial, so I just have no way to score. I can score 1 here, but it's Jove. He can score 1 here and put me out of it. There's no way for me to score 2. Yep. There's not even a way to score 1 for the record, but... All right, down 2-0 again. Apparently this is where I'm comfortable. You gotta win. I really got a tough bracket because JJJ is kind of my natural counter. I feel like JJJ plays against me very well. I have to see you in the final. Do I play you if I win? No, I play fucking Pico. I get Finn into JJJ into Pico into Plink Plonk, by the way. No one can say I rigged the tournament for myself. Pico JJJ, I'm excited. Well, all of the semifinal games I'm excited for. Pico JJJ, Plink Plonk versus whoever's on the other side. I don't remember. You're not guaranteed to be in the final. You don't. You have a. I'm going to be honest with you, Plink Plonk. You have a much easier side of the bracket. Like the 3rd seed is Restitutor, who's not bad. Restitutor could beat you, but Restitutor is not on the same level as JJJ or Pico. you are going to be spared any really good player, like top players until the finals, so. Bye, Moonshade. Hi, Pyronuts. LARP V and J sweep. I don't get the LARP V and J hype, but we'll see. They're playing against Shrimp Friend right now. Didn't think of that. It's a good move. Oh, you liked the new Avian J's Adventure Pyronuts? Yeah, I intended it to come out like a week and a half ago, but the video before that got over 30,000 views. Like, it did really well, so I just let that one ride. Hey, we passed 3,000 games of Minogoe played. And that's without me refreshing the page, which it'll likely be higher. There's no way for me to... Oh, I can. Alright. Alright. 2-1. That's a tough one. That was a tough game. I think I'm gonna keep... Ah. Me or him? Yeah, I have to agree. But I know better than to doubt JJJ. Game with no straight pieces. He's really trying to knock out some. I mean, I know what he was going for there. He's going to get a 4 in a row or a 5. Actually, yeah, he's going to get a 5 in a row. Gay game. Game with no straights. Gay game. It's a low scoring game so far. Hashtag avian gay. Think I lost, boys. Think it is GG's. That's a great play. Yeah, it's GG's. There's no way I'm scoring 4 uncontested here. Yep. GG's. I am out. 3-1 to JJJ. GG's, JJJ. You are very good at the game. Played significantly less than me. Still kick my ass. Alright. Now we're a spectator of the tournament. Wow, look at the recents. It's all direct connect games. All right, we are into the quarterfinals. Well, I guess this game has to finish happening. It should be done soon, though. These two. I don't know what the current score is. Think, well, there's a casual going on. Pico versus James. I kind of want to watch Pico versus James. This is an interesting one. I wonder what the current score is. Very interesting. Oh, welcome to my state, Rebel. You're cooked next round. I don't know, JJJ. You've got a little bit of je ne sais quoi. You could take Pico. I think you could. Pay attention. Watch Pico's play style right now. I think you can take Pico. So the semifinals on this side are going to be JJJ likely versus Pico, and this side Plink Plonk likely versus Restitutor, which is pretty much what we expected. That's the top 4 seeds. I was the 5th seed. So actually the seeding seems to have worked out correctly, because as the 5th seed, I lost to the 4th seed. So if the top 4 is 1 versus 4 and 2 versus 3, I mean, seeding was perfect. Unfortunately, this means I have lost my chance to reclaim any of the money by not placing top 3. So I will be down $200 at the end of today. Womp womp. But I was kind of already figuring I would be. I was not being like, maybe I'll only be down 100. I'll win it back for you. Win it for yourself, Plink Plonk. I believe in you. James typing in the general chat while mid-match, kind of crazy. Both players with essentially the same pieces. Not the same blockability, though. Pico can take 3 from James. James cannot take 3 from Pico. This game is over. How's Larp V&J versus Shrimp Friend going? Everybody's so hyped about Larp V&J. Larp V&J is in a bad spot. Losing this game, almost certainly. Shrimp Friend just has to block any scoring potential, which is harder than it sounds. You have to make it so there is no place that Larp V&J can even score 1. That being said, the only place that Larp V&J could score 1 is kind of non-existent. I think this is a Shrimp Friend win here. Have to say. Both players thinking very hard about this. Shrimp Friend goes with what I believe is the correct move. So now Larp V&J has to find a point to score. And I don't believe there are any. I don't see an orientation that leads to a point here. So this should be a Shrimp Friend win. What is the record right now? It's 1-1 right now. So this is game 3. Whoops. Not that. So this is game 3. Pico, Sergeant Bird. That ended as I expected. I'm guessing Pico is done now. Pico. Yep, 3-0'd. 3-0'd James. Oh man, we're gonna have a hype-ass semifinals. Who else is playing? Restitutor versus Gunshot. Let's see. What is the current score? Gunshot is down 2-1. So Restitutor is up 2-1 right now. So this is game 4. Restitutor's up 2-1. Interesting block play by Gunshot. That is the type of thing I would do. I'd call that more of a traditional move. It's not often that a pentamino, a straight line pentamino, gets the chance to be scoreable. That being said, if you waste your straight line pentamino like this early in the game, and the other player can find a setup for a 5-in-a-row score, can be good. That being said, the Tramino here is also a straight piece, so there's almost no risk in using this as a blocking piece. In fact, that's basically the only purpose it has. Larp V&J won. Are they done? I thought that was game 3. Well, we'll see. They'll tell me. They'll tell me in the Discord. It's this round is best of 5, Caleb. It was game 3, yeah. Okay. So Larp V&J is up 2-1 then. But it's this is a best of 5. Not yet, Pico, not yet. You and JJJ can go if you want. I'll watch. Pico. I just want to watch the semifinals. I want to stream the semifinals, so you guys can go. I'm just watching these while I wait. That's a game I'm excited to watch for sure. JJJ versus Pico might be the match of the tournament, man. Oh, man. This is exciting. Did you say you found out about the game from Twitter, Pico? I forget where you said you found the game from. No? Where did you find the game? Oh, from YouTube. Wow. That's surprising. So, if I hadn't posted those YouTube shorts, I may have had a chance at the money. What up, Cal? How you doing? Alright, looks like Pico versus JJJ is going to be starting. I'll join that match in a second. I'll see the end of this one out, and then I'll watch Pico versus JJJ. This is looking like a win for Gunshot, which will put this to a game 5, I believe. Guess I shouldn't have agreed to the best of 7. I would have won had I been good at this game and participated. A little bit of a nothing burger statement, but probably true, Ghost Boy. Yeah, I think this game's over. Let me, JJJ versus Pico. All right, we have our first semifinal match. Pico, wait, JJJ playing the Pico opening against Pico. Pico responding with his own Pico opening. Holy moly, both players playing the Pico opening in JJJ versus Pico. JJJ following up with the 4. This is a game where you can score unlimited 2v2s, 2x2s. There are no 2x2 blocking pieces in this game, in this hand. So this is a game with unlimited scoring in 2x2s. So you're going to see players form a lot of squares. They're going to form a lot of territory based on 2x2s, because that is the largest unblockable area. Pico chooses to do it in the corner instead of copying what JJJ had done, which is very interesting. So both players still can score another 2x2. The other player has not blocked them. They can use their score to score another 2x2. JJJ will use his turn to do that. So now the question is, when this 2x2 is formed, which it almost certainly will be, who's in a better form in terms of shape? And the answer is, I don't know. I would favor Pico here. That's a great 3-bomb though by JJJ. It's not the same shape, Butterscotch. This is a staircase that way, and this is a staircase that way. Wow, these players are playing fast. Holy moly, this might be the fastest game I've seen thus far. These players are not taking time to think about their moves. JJJ building a castle. Pico's starting to branch out. Might be in his favor considering he has this open connection spot here, which could be a large scoring opportunity. But I don't know, I favor Pico here, whereas JJJ's shape has become very rectangular and not complex, which does not offer itself a lot of scoring opportunities. Pico has 2 connection points, here and here, and complex structure from which he can form good pieces. I think Pico is ahead in this one. That would be my read on the situation. 3-1 Restitutor over Gunshot. Damn, LARP VNJ and Shrimp Friends still not done for the other quarterfinal. Guess we'll have to enjoy this for a while. Yeah, I really heavily favor Pico here. JJJ making use of what complex shape he has left, but that's it, right? Now we've got a very rectangular build. And as we know, those rectangular builds are not all that good at scoring. Pico, with 3 different scoring opportunities, decides to take one of them to get a 3-pointer. And listen, we're on the same hand, and JJJ is ahead, right? But Pico has way more scoring opportunities. What is JJJ going to do? JJJ has 3 straight pieces and an S, which are the lowest scoring pieces in the game on average. The line piece, because they require 2 turns to set up. They're very, very predictable, very readable. So we've got 3 line pieces, which take forever to set up, and an S, which can usually only score 1, max 2 if you have a good setup for it. Now, he uses his Pentamino correctly to block off these 2 spaces here, but Pico just has so many more places to put things. Pico scores a 2 here, right? And now, Pico's left with only straight pieces. JJJ needs to find a way to score a lot of points with what he's got left. Now, he can simultaneously... no, he really can't. Pico has probably 1 more point in the bank, which means JJJ, with the advantage of having a more complex piece, needs to find 3 points. Now, that's blockable. That is not score right there. That's blockable by Pico. But his intention, likely, is to create a blockable 3 and then create another blockable 3 right here. And if he creates another blockable 3 right here, then Pico wouldn't be able to block both of them with his 3-piece. Pico sees it coming, plays a defensive horizontal 4-line, preventing that. And now this just looks like a bad decision because this is just purely blockable by Pico. JJJ blocking a scoring opportunity from Pico, and it looks like it's going to go net neutral. Neither player is going to score till the end of the game here. Pico's just going to block there. Now, neither player has any way to score a point, while Pico can score 1 right here. And that means no, because Pico can cancel out 3. So unless JJJ has a way to score 2 right here, which he does, and Pico wins. And it really kind of just came down to those more complex shapes. Pico just building a more complex base to work with. And that really lent him the game here. Pico's going to win by 1.5. Game 1, 1-0 Pico. Game 2 begins. Glad to see my spectate follow feature is working. New gen goat versus old gen goat. I don't know. Plink Plonk might be the old gen goat. I think you're giving Pico too much, or you're giving JJJ too much credit here. Why are you rooting for Pico, Butterscotch? Oh, because he beat you? Pico is the favorite to win the whole tournament, to be clear. Ooh, now we've got an interesting one. JJJ starting with the plus sign opening. This is the Plink Plonk opening. That's what I call it. Pico matching him, scared of the Plink Plonk opening. And we've got a symmetrical board on turn 5. Where do we go from here? It is up to player 1 to break the symmetry. So far, he has not done that. JJJ can keep this game symmetrical if he wants to. He chooses not to. Chooses not to keep the game symmetrical. And now we are going out in separate directions here. Very interesting play from JJJ. I'm not sure how much I like that. He's threatening a connection here, but I mean, Pico's just going to block it. That being said, it comes out net neutral. Both players score a point and are no better or worse off than they were originally. No, it is not intentional, Vin. It's a mixture of like Pentamino, Tetramino, and Go. The game that the scoring is based off of is called Go. So it's like Tetramino Go, you know, Minogoe. Because it's Pentamino, Tetramino, and Trominos, and you score like Go, Minogoe. But it is funny that it ended up being like Minnow. And I am the fish guy. That is an interesting play of a plus sign. Go is way more complicated. I mean, yeah, sure. Go is a much larger board with many, many, many more possibilities, but holy shit. Holy shit, JJJ. JJJ forms an unblockable 5. That's the first, I would venture to say, the first unblockable 5 score of the tournament. JJJ forming a W with the double plus sign in the corner. Holy shit. Now, I have seen that before. Plink Plonk does that, yeah. Plink Plonk saying he stole my move. I was going to say, Plink Plonk has done that against me. So I did know that was a thing, because Plink Plonk has done that against me. Still a great move. Pico clearly did not put in enough time watching the Plink Plonk VODs, not properly preparing for the Plink Plonk strats. However, this does mean if Pico wins, he's going to be going into the Plink Plonk match with more knowledge than he originally had. You got a double 5 earlier? Jesus Christ. I'm glad I'm out of the tournament, man. It would have been nice to get like 3rd or something, but how is LARP V&J versus Shrimp Friend not done yet? Holy shit, man. It looks like it's done now. Plink Plonk, you gotta go play one of them. I don't know who won. Be quick. Beat them quickly, please. LARP V&J is typing. Pico goes with the blocking move. I do say I have to favor Pico here. It was a 3-1. It didn't even go game 5, and it took this fucking long. Jesus. All right. Definitely favoring Pico here, unfortunately. Would like to see this series go the distance, but I don't really see a way for JJJ to score anymore, and he's already down with worse pieces. So damn, this was a 3 plus sign seed? I didn't even realize that. This is a triple plus sign seed. What a fun seed for game 2 of Pico versus JJJ. Game 2 of the semifinals. Triple plus sign roll. I didn't even look at the hands. Thank you, Endercat. Insert something funny here because I can't think of anything. I have to say, I believe this is a win for Pico. I just don't see any scoring opportunities for JJJ. He's going to be looking for him right now, and he could prove me wrong. But it's going to be tough. Pico, as expected, taking his ones, taking his small points, knowing that JJJ has no way to score. And that's 2-0 for Pico. All right, JJJ, you're going to need to lock in. You get to go first on this one. Here we go. Plays the Pico opening again. He's going to try to take Pico down with his own opening. Pico plays it back, and for our second time in the semifinals, both players are playing the Pico opening in a game where Pico's involved. Pico bringing out some funky new shit I've never seen before. Scoring 5, unblockable, and with a setup for more points. That is one I have not seen. It's a peace sign. God, I'm so sick. My throat hurts. Let me get some water real quick. Holy moly, JJJ has scored 3 4s. Both players with 3 2x2s. JJJ about to add a 4th 2x2. And frankly, Pico can't do that. Pico doesn't have a good setup for a 4th 2x2. Not to say Pico doesn't have a billion other scoring opportunities, but you might think JJJ's ahead here. I might be inclined to agree. JJJ making a cat. I like that the people who don't really know how the game works are just looking at the fun shapes. There's something in it for everybody. Either you're watching the greatest minds of our generation face off in a battle of aptitude, or you're looking at the cool shapes. And that's the beauty of Minogoe. Yes, everyone look at the board and pick out shapes that you like looking at clouds. What do they remind you of? I dare say this one might be a win for JJJ. It's going to come down to these final few moves in this open area here, though. JJJ has to play this right. I almost favor just a pure blocking play by JJJ here. Like, I almost favor forgetting about scoring, and it's a little sacrilegious, but just throwing the T-piece in the middle there to block any sort of scoring. You've got the advantage at the moment. He decides not to do that. He's going to try to score 2 while also blocking. Pico might be able to make him pay for that. We'll see. He can definitely score 2 while putting up a blockable 3. But that's not enough. Pico's going to need a little bit something more. Decides to go with a 2. Leaving a piece that now has no placement on the board, and I think that's a win for JJJ. There is no place on the board that this piece can be placed. So Pico has only the 3, which he can score 1 point with, which will not be enough, and JJJ wins the game. And it's a 2-1! JJJ takes a game off Pico. Is this the first game taken off of Pico in the tournament? It is! Pico's 3rd match of the tournament. This is his, what, 6th, 8th? This is his 9th game of the tournament. What happened? JJJ! No! You had it! Bro. Oh my god. That's crazy. Damn. What an excellent play. All right, well, another 3-0 for Pico. Pico moving on to the finals without having lost a single game. Will Plink Plonk be able to do what others could not? Now we've got Plink Plonk versus LARP V&J. Let's see what game they're on. LARP V&J has not finished a game with Plink Plonk, so this is game 1. Finals is going to be a best of 5, guys. It's going to be a best of 5. AV&Jing my shit, just studying freshwater like a boss. What you even know about the hypolimnion, bitch? What up, Gibster? How you doing? All right. Plink Plonk versus LARP V&J to determine the other semifinal match. A guy impersonating you almost beat me on the ladder yesterday, Gibster. And also there's a guy signed up named Gibster's Third Eye. So there are 2 different Gibster wannabes signed up. I want LARP V&J to win. How's this game looking? I haven't been paying attention. We're on our last piece. LARP V&J is ahead. Is anything blockable? LARP V&J is done. If Plink Plonk can score 1 point, he wins, but the only... Wait, there's a legal move here? Am I blind? No, the game's over. Okay, I was going to say, there is no legal move there. All right, game 1 goes to LARP V&J. Why do people want to be the shit poster that I am? You're just a character, man. People want attention. You get attention. Your messages never don't get read. And when they do, you say some insane shit to get them read. Have you ever had Yum Yum sauce? What the fuck is Yum Yum sauce? What the fuck opening am I looking at? What's going on? What is this? What did you... Oh, did he open with this? Oh my god, what are we doing? Plink Plonk, lock the fuck in. Plink Plonk thought it was a different Termino. It's the 3 long. Well, your opponent also built a 3-long Plink Plonk, so not to give you advice, but I think you're fine. You're both idiots. Yeah, Artemis was the original shit poster. Artemis kind of the GOAT. Oh, wait. Is Artemis the one? No, that wasn't Artemis. Right? Who was the one who did the thing? That wasn't Artemis. Artemis is the GOAT. It was Ocnum or whatever. Dude, I will say, Gibster, not to stir up drama, but there is a Simply mod that is not a good person, and I know is not a good person. But life, you know. Interesting plus sign block. There's no limit to the glaze. LARP VNJ. Golden State Warriors with the basketball. I would have to dance with you. What an insane shape Plink Plonk is building here. I think I favor Plink Plonk pretty heavily this game. I think we're going to go to 1v1-on-1. Would it be possible for me to win if I just placed blocks in a way that looked cool? Anything's possible, boss. Try it. Go to the website, play some games, sign up. Have fun. There's also single-player modes that you might like. Minigame modes. There's a speedrun mode. There's a backwards mode. There's a blind one. There's a roguelike one. There's a cursed one. One where you play against a broken bot. There's Blight. There's all sorts of fun things with leaderboards. Lots of games you might like, even if you don't like playing the main game. Alright, now there's a pretty clear block Plink Plonk needs to hit here. But I think Plink Plonk is fine. I think he'll see what he needs to see. I trust him. Plink Plonk is better than he is given credit for. JJJ getting 3-0'd by Pico is tough, though. I have a lot of faith in Plink Plonk, but I don't know if I have beat Pico faith. It's going to be tough. We might have to tag team Pico like a fucking DBZ fighter. Whoa. I mean, that's a play, Plink Plonk. I'm a little scared of that play because he has a better scoring opportunity here than he does there, but I trust my goat Plink Plonk. I'm sure Plink Plonk did the math. I just have to trust him. I'm sure he did the math. He must have done the math, right? R/they did the math. That's a little scary. I feel like Plink Plonk had the game in his hands, and that might not have been the best play. We'll see. Sad we didn't get to see LARP VNJ versus AVNJ. I can't believe JJJ 3-1 me and then you 3-1 3-0 JJJ. That's tough, man. All right, well, Plink Plonk needs to use the rest of his pieces to only block. Both players are going to lose 3, so if there's no way to score with a 4... All right, Plink Plonk wins this game. So we've got a 1-1. Yeah, this is a fun one. Well, in the JJJ, you versus Pico, what, game 3 was 3 plus sign pieces? Talk about a fun game. Yeah, we have had some interesting seeds. This one's kind of a standard seed, but there is an opportunity to play the Pico. We'll either play or choose to play the Pico opening. Now, Lark V&J, notably a student of Pico. It is 1-1. Lark V&J, notably a student of Pico, trained by Pico. What is that opening? Okay, Lark V&J, despite being trained by Pico, doesn't play the Pico, but Plinkplonk's gonna play the Plinkplonk. Ah, you say Plinkplonk too many times, and then you start being unable to say it. All right, Plinkplonk playing his opening. Lark V&J has his own ideas in mind. Starting with a 5 score, I mean, it's not bad. Certainly not bad. We'll have to see how it develops. That is a butterscotch opening? I don't know, man. Ooh, the 4 score and 15 years ago. How does that go? 4 score and 20-something years ago. What's the number? I have done that several times. That doesn't make it the butterscotch. I've probably played the Pico opening more than Pico has, because I played like 12 ranked games today, and I played it almost every game. That doesn't mean it's the AV&J. It's the Pico. Wasn't Simply supposed to play in this tournament? No. I didn't sponsor him to play in the tournament. I just sponsored him to advertise the tournament. And you know what? We got Gunshot ended up playing in the tournament. I believe that is the only person from Simply's stream. So I paid $50 to Simply for him to play less games than I asked him to play. I said $50 and you play 5 games. He played 4. One of them wasn't even a real game, so we'll call it 3 games. And he got 1 person to join. So shout out Simply. Fucking jackass, holy shit. I mean, in his defense, he did say he would do it for free. I offered the money because I didn't want him to do it for free. So I really can't say anything because he was going to do it for free. That being said, it would have been funny to pay him 30 instead of 50 and be like, well, you said you were going to do 5 games, you only did 3. So what are we doing this game? Like, what is this? Each player is building like a mycelium network. Totally uninteracting with each other. We've got 2 separate fungi living on the same log. The Simply viewers were losing to the bot 1-20. Everyone loses to the bot 1-20 their first game, especially if they don't read the rules. They're just placing the pieces and fucking around. I'm sure if we go back to Pico's first bot game, he wasn't crushing the bot. I remember the first day the game came out, we were all losing to the bot. We were all like trying to... I remember it was like day 3 and someone was asking me, do you consistently beat the bot? And I was like, I beat the bot more than half the time, but... Nice, Vin. Oh, I almost just opened the admin thing on stream. Ascension. Oh, you're tied for it right now. You haven't finished your game yet. I was going to say, you're still in 2nd place on my end. All right, who's winning this one? Lark V&J is ahead, but I kind of favor Plinkplonk here. Is the bot like GM level? No. We are all terrible. Game looks cool. Are there larger board sizes like Go? Not right now. I'm not really sure if larger board sizes make much sense because a lot of Go is based around edge play as well, but like in Minogoe, there's so much less scoring opportunity outside of edge play. Like center of the board is very low scoring. So making the board bigger would just kind of, people would play around the edges and then kind of no one would care that much about the center. Like it's hard to build sustainable shapes in the center. Unlike Go, it's a way that the 2 games differ. That being said, I do plan to add like a mega board, and like Vin said, we're gonna do a free for all mode. So there's plans to add things that will, you know, be sort of like that. But if I had to guess, I would say probably not. I don't think the way that the scoring functions here, just the way that the pieces are, would fit a larger board very well. Like, you'll notice that all of the points scored are formed around the edge of the board. This is the only exception in this game so far. Can't find out how to find the bot? On the main play screen, there's local mode, and you can click versus bot, and then you'll be in a bot game. Yeah, they're definitely, I mean, I didn't just, like, my goal here was not to just make another version of Go, you know? Alright, so it's going to come down to takeaways. Both players can, one player can take 4, the other player can only take 3. So actually, Plink Plonk is ahead. I think Plink Plonk wins this one. Yeah. Plink Plonk just going to play the S to make sure that there is no scoring opportunity in the center for more. LARP V&J currently ahead by 0.5, but LARP V&J is going to be able to only block out 3 here, whereas Plink Plonk can block out 4, either here or here, because LARP V&J built some unsafe places here. And so Plink Plonk's going to go up 2-1. I don't know anything about machine learning, Swift, so I don't have any sort of thing like that. The bot is trained... Oh, don't answer your question. All right. Plink Plonk is up 2-1. All right, welcome back, Swift. No, I don't know anything about machine learning. I'm a pretty basic coder. Learning all the server side stuff. This is the first time I've made a bunch of games before, but this is the first time I've made a game where 2 people are live connected to each other. I've only really made single player games prior. So like the machine learning stuff of like an eval and all that is beyond my current scope. The way that the bot works is like a very simple logic test of just like try to score as much as possible and take into account blocking. It really only looks one move in the future. It's a very simple way that the bot works. I just don't personally have the knowledge right now. All right, game 4. Plink Plonk is up 2-1. Plink Plonk could secure his place in the semifinals here. You made this game? Yes, I did, Gibster. Monotone, you didn't know that I made this? Yeah, gunshot killed blind, Vin. Tough. Why is my student not using my opening? I've been saying the same thing, Pico. I thought for sure last game when they both had your piece that they were going to do it, but they did not. It's a combination of things, Cal. Like the site obviously is HTML, CSS, JS to run most of the game. I literally showed it to him before the tournament. I was playing your opening. JJJ was playing your opening. Holy shit! Plink Plonk is playing your opening on turn 4 of the game. And your own student refuses to play it. Plink Plonk on turn 4 of the game is playing it. Yeah, I've made a few games, Monotone. I made a platformer a while back. I have a game that'll come out on Steam later this year. A single-player game where you catch rare creatures and they, like, spawn at different times. You have to find and collect all of the species. But this is my first time making a not single-player game. And especially my first time doing any sort of live connect thing. I've done leaderboards before, but that's not live, you know? That's just when the game is over, your game sends it to the thing. No, JJJ did not take a game, Vin. JJJ had it and missed it. In game 3, JJJ should have won, but he missed an opportunity for Pico to score 2 and blocked incorrectly. And Pico scored 2 and 1 on the last piece. Pico going to 12-0 the tourney. I am hopeful that Plink Plonk will put up a fight. I understand, JJJ. I've been in that situation many times. Where I'm just like, I don't want to think about it, you know? The game is over. I'm ahead. We're good. There's no way I can lose. How would you do it other than machine learning, Swift? Just like basing the current score on this move on like a data set. Like we have a 3,000 game data set. So I could look at this score differential on this turn. What percent do people usually win, you know? Out of the 3,000 games, what percentage of games are won by player 1 when they're ahead by, you know, 1.5 on turn 6? I guess that's a way you could do it. Alpha beta pruning? I know nothing about it. There's probably a lot of different ways to do eval. Doing eval based on your own data is, I don't know, probably the easiest way for me. I think I could do that pretty easily. Just like look at the current database, because I have all 3,000 of those games. I have all of the data recorded. So look at those 3,000 games and determine based on your current score what your likelihood is to win. Avian J, what is your favorite Pokemon? I go back and forth. Kecleon has been my favorite my whole life. But I do really like Relicanth. I like Octillery. I don't know, I like a lot of Pokemon, but Kecleon was like my favorite growing up. And I feel like I still have a very soft spot for Kecleon. Plink Plonk looking pretty in control this game. Your favorite is Fortress? Jesus. Well, I guess there's something for everybody. Plink Plonk putting a 4 out, knowing that he's not going to be able to score otherwise. So he's going to play this 4 and then try to score with his 3. Centiscorch is my favorite. I don't even know what that is. Good job, Ender. Looking like a 3-1 for Plink Plonk. I don't really... I mean, yeah. LARP J can't even play the last move. There's no open spot for a star. All right, 3-1 for Plink Plonk. All right. Sorry, Plink Plonk, but you got to immediately play semifinals against Restitutor. And the semifinals ended up being the 1st through 4th seed. LARP J officially out of the tournament. Whoops. You should play it, Swift. I'm glad you liked the idea. It was a good run, LARP. Yeah, you made it as far as I did, and you ended in much the same way that I did. However, my person got 3-0'd, and I don't think Plink Plonk is getting 3-0'd here. I would favor Plink Plonk in this match versus Restitutor, personally. But we'll see. You can go to the bathroom while we get that game set up. The other semifinal for you. The winner of this will play Pico for first place. The loser, by the way, JJJ, Are you still here? I hope you're still here. You get to play for third, I hope you know. You play the loser of this match. Yeah, you play the loser of this match for, what is it, $40? $40 and 2 seed packs. And if you... So, let me just bring up the prize pool for everybody. First place is getting $100 plus a title that no one else on the server, on the website will have. Second place, $60, 3 seed packs. Third place, $40, 2 seed packs. Fourth and fifth place get a seed pack. I get a seed pack. Oh no, I don't get a seed pack. The losers of the semifinals. Wait. I'll figure it out. But there's a big difference. If you lose the third place match, you are losing a seed pack and $40. So, third place match matters. So that's a big difference. Let me go to the bathroom and get more water. All right. You like the idea of cross and go with Tetris? I'm glad you like it. Combine 2 of my favorite games of all time into a unique game. If you already have a bot, I think you're halfway done to an eval. I think you underestimate how simple the bot's logic is, but I'm really not that concerned about an eval, to be honest with you. It's not important. I want to add as many features as possible that users will enjoy and will keep them on the site, and I want to make the site as stable as possible. Like, I don't know. It's not important to me. I don't think it... No one has even mentioned it. We have a feature suggestions in the Discord, and no one has mentioned it the whole time that the game's been out, so it doesn't seem like it's a priority to the users. At the moment, at least. All right. Game should be starting any second now, our other semifinal. Keeps getting brighter in my room as it gets darker outside. I need, like, dynamic. Can I do... If I do auto brightness, does it... No, I can't. Can't even do auto brightness. Crazy. Endercat playing versus the bot. Guest playing versus the bot. Lots of Direct Connect matches. A lot of PvP matches have happened today. Yeah, look at this. We got a couple new registered users, but look how many more PvP. Wow! The player 1 win rate has gone up a lot. They were at about 50-50 before the tournament. Which means it must have been a pretty significant advantage to player 1 during the tournament. Interesting. All right. Plink Plonk versus Restitutor has begun. Are player win rates counted in bot games? No. All of the stats here are just player versus player. This player versus player, this is player versus player, this is player versus player, so forth. The only place bot stats... Actually, bot stats don't even mean anything anywhere. The only place you would see bot stats is on the leaderboard. These games, the game totals and win-loss include bots. But then if you do this, you get ranked matches only. So, otherwise the stats are all... Holy, what have I come back to? Restitutor versus Plinkplonk. Can Restitutor put up more of a fight than LARP V&J? Or is Plinkplonk just the GOAT? Wow, it's a very passive game. Neither player really wanting to fight the other. Wow, playing the exact same pieces, by the way. Players are tied, six turns in, with the same hand remaining. Neither player has played a piece that the other player has not played. You like Jet Set Radio, Swift? I was playing my normal playlist, but my playlist can like go back and forth between hype and sad and so forth, and I didn't think that a bunch of sad songs made any sense for the tournament, so I just threw on the Jet Set complete playlist. There we go. We have our first attack of the game. Up until now, the players relatively ignoring each other, and now it's pure bloodshed. Both players bleeding out on the battlefield. I've never played it either, Swift. It's on my list to play at some point, but I'm not much of a single player guy. Plinkplonk ekes out a point out of the bloodshed. Can Restitutor do the same thing? We'll find out. I have 27 viewers? Is that real? Can one of you confirm? How the hell is that happening? It's real? Why? I mean, I'll advertise the logo here more. That's my highest viewership in a while. I'm going to have to leave the logo on screen. Play Minogoe, guys. Everybody watching, play Minogoe. Hottest new game. We want you on the Minogoe tables. You could win the next tournament. $sign power up, you think? Just because it's a... I don't know. Surprising. Looking like a win for Plinkplonk. I don't see any way for Restitutor to score or deny 2 points here. Well, yeah, there's like a solid 5 people in chat, but... Link it in chat. I should have an exclamation point Minogoe, shouldn't I? Let me add that. Whoops. All right, first game is a win for Plinkplonk. 1-0 for Plinkplonk. Add new command, exclamation point Minogoe. Activate command. And then let me go to my Twitch and put exclamation point Minogoe in the title. Bang. All right, exclamation point Minogoe should now work. Bangarang. Play Minogoe. All right, 1-0 for Plinkplonk. Game 2, here we go. All right, interesting. We see Restitutor starting with a 4 score here in a game that has a cube. So this is a blockable score right here. My assumption is Restitutor's goal is to overwhelm Plink Plonk with 2x2s. 2x2s there's only one in the game, so only one 2x2 score can be blocked. Restitutor intending to score a bunch of them. However, Plink Plonk takes what I would say is the correct move here, preemptively blocking any chance to score another 2x2. This was not a setup for a 2x2. Plink Plonk kills it before it even has the chance to grow. And now, Restitutor has used this piece, which could score a 3, could score a 4 in another way, in a more unique situation. It's now gone. And this is all but guaranteed to be killed at the end of the game. So I give a serious tempo and piece advantage to Plink Plonk. Bye, Rebel. Thanks for hanging out. Now, that being said, that does not mean Restitutor is out of it. I just think Plink Plonk is ahead in terms of tempo here in the beginning of the game. Plink Plonk choosing to do the same thing, not going to try to do any corner pieces, despite the obvious usage of them here. It's this interesting game. Both players deciding to go with 2x2s. They're just going to try to overwhelm each other by scoring as many 2x2s as possible. I still favor Plink Plonk in that regard, but what would be this game's version of an en passant? I don't know. We really have no special rules. You can pass on your last turn. That's it. So there's no Zugzwang. That was voted on by the community. We have polls in the Discord. So we had polls for the prize pool of the tournament, and then we had a poll to determine whether players wanted that to be a thing or not, whether forced actions should be a thing or not. Restitutor kind of doing a good job clawing it back, or maybe I should say Plink Plonk doing a bad job at using what advantage I thought he had. Still think he's ahead, but I feel like Restitutor was down by a lot at the beginning of this game, and now it's a much closer game than it was. Long time on this turn here. Taking his full 60 seconds. You get 60 seconds per turn. Decides to play a U to score a 3 on a corner. It's pretty reasonable. It's unblockable with this piece set, so it's probably what I would do as well. But why do what I would do? I'm out of the tournament. Do what you would do. These players playing much slower than the last game was. JJJ versus Pico was an extremely quickly played game. I think both players, I mean, I would have to look at the replays, but I would bet, you know what? Let's look at the replays. JJJ versus Pico. Yeah. 11 seconds, 6 seconds, 6 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 5 seconds. I mean, they were playing like bots. Just playing instant moves. All right, both players left with the exact same hand. Player one slightly ahead at the moment. Unclear how this one is going to end. I think I favor Restitutor just because of this area over here. Now I know he doesn't want to play this because it's blockable, but I almost think you do it anyways. Because JJJ has nothing blockable with the 3. So you... Ooh. Or Plink Plonk has nothing blockable with the 3. Plink Plonk, assuming that's going to happen, preemptively plays in there. But Plink Plonk still needs to find a point and prevent a point if he wants to win the game. And it's not easy with the... not easy with the piece set. Not at the moment, Cal. I think 60 seconds per turn is pretty reasonable. I'm going to add a bullet mode just for fun at some point. It's on my list of things to work on. Just because I think it'd be interesting. Yeah, that's what I would expect. And so now Plink Plonk needs to find a way to score a point. Restitutor has no way to score. If Plink Plonk can score 1 point, he wins the game. But frankly, I don't think he can. I don't see it. Decides to just play the 4. And that'll be the game. I believe it's tied 1-1 now. Restitutor 1. Just by the skin of his teeth. There's nowhere... I don't think there's anywhere for Plink Plonk to play here to get a point. It's one of those things you don't think about in the mid-game that you really got to think about. Leaving yourself those 1-point opportunities in the late game, because they really matter. More than you'd think they matter. All right, game 3. Oh, Plink Plonk playing the Pico. Pico watching from the sidelines, I'm sure, both watching in awe as both players play his opening. Pico waiting on the other side of the finals, looking at the people he has influenced, the sons that he has created. How does it feel, Pico? How does it feel inventing an opening and then a day later, every single person is playing it in tournament? Do you think that that opening is that good? Do you think it's the be-all, end-all? What's the idea behind the opening? The idea is, when you play this here, it's good in a situation where there's no way to block 2x2s. So there's no squares and there's no corner Termino. So 2x2s are going to be the way to score in this type of game because it's just the best way to score. It's the most you can score at once unblockable with this hand. So when that's the case, this setup is really good because it threatens a 2x2 here and it threatens a 2x2 here. So normally, if you play an opening that doesn't score, it's kind of bad because the opponent can just block your scoring attempt and then you're in a bad situation. But because this threatens both sides, your opponent almost doesn't want to waste a piece fighting you on one side because you're just going to score on the other side. So it creates a situation where because you're threatening 2 places at once, your opponent generally will just choose to not fight you on either one. And so you end up in much more passive games. We will get to the point where people are fight each other. I mean, it might even be right now that Plink Plonk decides to just throw a piece in here. He doesn't. He decides to keep playing passively. But when you get these 2x2 scoring games, this tends to be what happens. More often than not in Minogoe, when you can threaten two different scoring places at once, it's great. Because this is a game played one piece at a time, a lot of strategies can be very telegraphed, especially trying to score big areas. It's very obvious the moment you place one piece down what your intention is with the next piece, you know? So being able to place a piece that threatens two things, so it doesn't matter how telegraphed you are, because you're giving yourself two options, is always good. I hope my name will be remembered forever. Well, there's the Plink Plonk opening, the Ori opening, and the Pico opening. In just a week of the game existing, there are 3 openings that basically everybody knows. Extremely passive game here. But Plink Plonk is left with a much less jagged structure, which usually means a worse setup. Gonna start you doing the center cube and calling it the GPT. Unfortunately, the bot is not machine learning, so calling it GPT would be a little inaccurate. The bot is like 10 lines of logic code that I wrote. So you could call the bot my son, but he could not be further from ChatGPT. The Mpreg opening. That's a good block. I like that block. Plink Plonk recognizing that his opponent's board is more complex than his and deciding to block. Restitutor, I assume, will do the same thing in the bottom right. At least that's the correct play from what I can see. He will do that while scoring too. And it's looking like Restitutor may win this one. That being said, he could have scored 3 with that piece, so I kind of disagree with using that piece to block, but... Interesting setup. So that's sort of a double threat, but it's not that severe of a threat. Both players are left with pretty low scoring pieces, so this should be a fairly easy win for Restitutor. Unless he really messes up here, which is possible. I mean, I don't even know why you think here. Yeah, you just have to block that. There is no other correct play. I see a way for Plink Plonk to score 1. I think that's about it. So that should be the end of this game. And I believe Restitutor will be going up 2-1. Yep. He does score 1, and he has a way to score another, but it's not enough. Not to mention, Restitutor can score 1 of his own. Actually, Restitutor can score 2 of his own with this. So, it is GG's on this one. Restitutor is going up 2-1. And we're going to game 4. Game 4, here we come. Plink Plonk versus Restitutor, deciding the other finalist to play against Pico. Playing the Pico opening. Restitutor is. Plink Plonk, I assume, will probably also play the Pico. Pico having more impact on the game than he could have ever imagined. I think the problem with that, Swift, is it's so situational. Like, unlike chess, the pieces are randomly decided each game. So the value of a piece can be so dependent on the other pieces present. Like, if you have one of this piece here, this corner piece, in a game where it's impossible to block a 2x2 like this is a very valuable piece. But in a game where there's a square or there's a corner Termino, this piece is near useless. But you could do, you know, overall, for the most situations, you do the tier list. But you have to keep in mind that every piece has its use at some points. I could definitely say, I know what the most useless piece is. But even then, it has its uses. There's no truly F tier piece. But the square with the little knob coming out is definitely the worst piece in the game, on average. I've scored with it plenty of times, but it's definitely the lowest scoring average piece. Actually, the lowest scoring average piece might be the 5 Pentamino. But when that does score, it scores well. And it's a great blocking piece, so I wouldn't say it's bad. It's not a good scoring piece, but it's a great blocking piece. Like that. Players proving my point here on the commentary as they place a 5 in a row as a blocking piece, as I'm praising the piece for being good at blocking. Point proven, instantly. What up, Rebel? Plink Plonk could be out of the tournament with this game. I would give him a pretty significant advantage here, but never know. Maybe we're going game 5, maybe we're not. Both players using their straight 5 to block. Unsurprising. In a game with a line Termino, that's probably the best use of it. Yeah, Plink Plonk might actually be out here. There's not many scoring opportunities left, and he doesn't really have pieces that do much scoring. He can block, but he's got, what, 1 point on the board, maybe? That I see? Maybe 2 if he plays his cards right. I see a way to score 2. That's the best I can see. And I actually think it's the correct play. Let's see if Plink Plonk sees the move that I see. He does see the move that I see. Beautiful move from Plink Plonk. I think that's the correct play here. I believe that blocks most, if not all, scoring from Restitutor, while nearly guaranteeing himself 2 points. Now the question is, does he see the follow-up move? We're going to have to see what Restitutor plays. Restitutor with the 2 plays his 3 now, and now it's over. Restitutor wins. There is no 3 points on this board. Yeah, Plink Plonk getting a little desperate, but there's nothing you can do there. That is it. And we have our finals. And it is the 1 seed versus the 2 seed after all. I mean, I'll let the game finish in case I missed something, but don't think I did. Believe that is it. All right. Our finals is Restitutor versus Plink Plonk. It is a versus Pico. It is a best of 5. At the same time, Plink Plonk, you can play JJJ for 3rd place. All right, Pico versus Restitutor. BO5 for first. JJJ versus Plink Plonk. BO5 for 3rd. Yep, it's finals time. You still get to play for 3rd, Plink Plonk. Go beat JJJ. All right. Pico versus Restitutor. You need a minute? Well, don't take too long, please. You can take a sec, but I'm tired and my voice hurts because I'm sick. So, quicker we can go, the better. JJJ versus Plink Plonk will be going on, so we'll have our 3rd place match and our 1st place match going on at the same time. Maybe I can pull them up side by side. Yeah, I could probably half board, do them side by side. To have 2 games watching at once, that'd probably be a good idea, right? I'll go to the bathroom while I wait for them to get their games going. All right, JJJ versus Plink Plonk has gone. Restitutor is about to start. I will find a way to have this. All right, 3rd place match going on. It's more hype than the World Cup for World Final. I don't know, the ending of the World Cup final was pretty good. I enjoyed it, watching it on my side monitor as we played this tournament. JJJ versus Plink Plonk, again, a very passive game. Everybody playing very passive. I don't know that wins you tournaments, but they know what they're doing. They made it further than I did, so what can I really say to them? And Restitutor versus Pico has also begun. All right, we have our finals on the right. And our third place match on the left. Both games shaping up interestingly. Pico doing his normal Pico things, setting up for some... It's an interesting move by Restitutor. I don't think it does what he thinks it does. Yeah, it doesn't block the formation of the 4. Restitutor perhaps trying to get a little too cute against Pico there, and he's going to pay for it, and I think that's going to be the game, actually. I mean, maybe that piece comes back to help him later in the game, but I think he tried to place a blocking piece that did not do as much blocking as he intended it to. Instead, it just sort of comfortably hugs what Pico was going to do anyways. These players at least seem to play a little bit faster. Pico absolutely dominating right now. Third place match, a bit closer. Both players completely separate, no touching pieces at the moment. That won't be the case for long. We've got symmetrical plus signs in the corners in the first place match. We have our first little corner touching tips in the third place match. Good setup from Restitutor. I don't know if he's going to be able to use it effectively. Pico should block that. He does correctly block that. Yeah, double plus sign seed is a fun seed. Pico has won the game on the right. There's no chance for Restitutor. Game on the left is a little bit more interesting. I think JJJ is going to win. Ooh. That's a great move. And with that, actually... Oh, I can't do the math. +2, -3. I think JJJ wins by 0.5. If I'm understanding it correctly. Oh no! Plink Plonk had a score left in him. Plink Plonk wins by 1, I think. 1.5. Or no, he wins by 0.5, right? He wins with the handicap. Yeah, he wins with the handicap. So Plink Plonk goes up 1-0. And Pico will also go up 1-0. So Plink Plonk ahead in the third place match, Pico ahead in the first place match, and our games are basically synced, ending and starting at just about the same time here. Looking like we've got a very straight seed. Be interesting. Now the Pico game ahead of the JJJ Plink Plonk game, despite starting after. Pico playing the Pico, playing his own opening in the grand finals of the tournament. We expect nothing less from our GOAT. But Restitutor has an answer for it. Is it the right answer? I don't know. It's an answer. I don't think it's bad. Scores 2 while blocking. It kind of takes away the 50-50 decision here. That being said, it kind of does waste a piece that I think has higher efficacy elsewhere, but what do I know? Would a 1x1 piece be totally broken? Yes. Allows for a 4 score unless there's a way to block. What are you talking about, Vin? What are you referring to? blocking Pico opening like that. Yeah, but Pico opening is going to score 4 no matter what. No matter which side you block, the other side is getting a 2x2. So I'm saying of the blocking, what most people do is they just ignore the Pico opening or play it themselves. So of the options, I feel like that's the correct one. To score 2 while blocking. What about a 12x12 piece? Yeah, I'll get right on that. So Plink Plonk, or no, yeah, Plink Plonk's up 1-0, I believe. Pico's up 1-0. Commentary buddy like Miss Soph or Josh? Who is Miss Soph or Josh? Who are the people you're referring to? Are there commentators that I wasn't aware of? I like that you say when it gets more popular, though. I appreciate the faith that you have in Minogoe. Plink Plonk, I would say ahead by a good bit against JJJ. Not sure how I feel about the Restitutor game. Think I favor Pico, but Minogoe Pog Champs coming soon. I thought my original idea was like, I just don't have the money. If I had the money, it would be funny to like sponsor a bunch of streamers to compete. Make the prize pool bigger and then pay each streamer like $200 just to compete. I'm friends with a lot of streamers. So like I could make it happen. Get a couple big streamers grinding the game for like a week. And that probably would do a lot for the game, but wow, Cal, that is a long time ago. Soph and I broke up in 2022. 4 years ago. I was like, he can't possibly be referencing my ex-girlfriend from 2022, right? Alas, you were. I assumed you just had to be talking about a different Soph. Well, who is Josh? Well, now I'm confused, because who the fuck is Josh? It's been that long, geez. Yeah, that's since we broke up. The stream was probably 2021 that you're referring to. It's been 5 years. Both games very similarly scored. Not similarly played. Let's see. I have to heavily favor Plink Plonk in the third place game. The Discord was insane 5 years ago. So much e-dating. Bro, there was a lot of e-dating. But 2 of them are getting married. Isn't that crazy? People who met because of me are getting married. Whirly and Shrimp Maiden. And I went to Rosemary's wedding, who I met because she was a viewer and made fan art, and we ended up becoming friends. So I went to a viewer's wedding in Texas, and now 2 of my other viewers are getting married. And you know what? My last video got 33,000 views, so Unk still got it. Josh from your subathon who took over the stream when you were asleep and played Roblox movies for us? Didn't Whirly take over my stream when I went to sleep? Worley's name is not Josh. Who are you talking about? Am I... Is anyone who was there? Vin wasn't here. I need an OG because Cal is confusing me. Oh, I missed it. Who won that game? Plink Plonk won. Plink Plonk is up 2-0. Plink Plonk is one game away from being the third place player. Restitutor is potentially going to beat Pico here. In fact, he is. So we have a 1-1 game in the finals. How interesting. Restitutor taking a game off Pico. Restitutor perhaps the underdog here. I'll say it. I wasn't expecting Restitutor to be the first person to take a game off Pico. Pico has lost his first game of the tournament. He was, what, 12-0 coming into this finals? And now he's lost a game. Are you thinking of Justin, Cal? I'm trying to think who you'd be thinking of. Maybe Worley streamed overnight with someone named Josh, and I don't know. I was asleep. How would I know? Orbis was 5-9 with Pico. Yeah, but I have a winning record on Pico. But when I actually play Pico, it doesn't happen. When Pico locks in, Pico's unbeatable. The quadruple W placement? Holy shit, how many W's are in this fucking game? Holy W in the finals. W's and L's, the only things being placed on this board. And which player will get the W or the L tonight? That is what we are all wondering. W commentary. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I know you're all praising me in your heads. Thank you, W commentary. Restitutor in the middle of his finals match, giving me a W commentary in the chat. Much appreciated. Monkey in Black. So is this a 3W hand? Yeah, it's a 3W hand. 3W and a plus? Sheesh. What a hand we got for finals game 3. Now, the game on our left, Plink Plonk versus JJJ, this could be the last game for them. Plink Plonk is up 2-0. If he succeeds in winning this one, he will win third place. Very interesting game we have going on the right side here. Plink Plonk and JJJ playing bitch Minogoe. No surprise there. Pico and Restitutor are... I mean, listen, it was a funky hand, so I kind of figured it would get a little out of hand. Not to make a pun, but... it's gotten a little out of hand on the right side here. Is Noah Khan a guy? Noah Khan. Noah Khan is in fact a guy. Okay. Pico wins here? Yeah, I favor Pico. Taking a long time on this turn, though. It's a good block move. What do we got going on the left? Is Plink Plonk going to 3-0? It looks like Plink Plonk's about a 3-0. Who wants to come? And that looks like it will be GG's. Unless I'm miscalculating, which I could be. Because I can't see all the pieces. And that... wait. Yeah, that's it. All right, Plink Plonk, congratulations on third place. Plink Plonk, 3-0s, JJJ. And we are down to just the finals. My head hurts so bad. Well, congratulations, Plink Plonk, for your efforts. You are the first player to secure their prize. You have won $40 and 2 seed packs. Best of 5, JJJ. I switched everything to best of 5 because the tournament went on really long. So congratulations, Plink Plonk, on your $40 plus 2 seed packs. DM me on Discord, Venmo or PayPal or whatever you got, and I will make sure that the seed packs get to your account. I'll probably do the paying out everyone tomorrow. Not going to worry about it tonight. I'm going to go look at moths tonight because it's fucking moth week. Can I just take the seeds? You don't want the $40? If you don't want the $40, I will give you a choice of what you can do with it. I'll give you 2 options. But let me just confirm, you don't want the $40? Giving it to a random chatter is not one of the things I was going to do. Yeah, sure. Wait, does that mean you want it or you don't want it? We've got a 1-1 game in the finals here between Pico and Restitutor. I will not be taking the money. Okay, so you have 2 options then, Plink Plonk. Would you like the money to go to the winner of the tournament? Or would you like the money to go back into my pocket? I guess that's... Or split amongst the winner at first and second place. You can choose what happens to that $40. Pico is up by 0.5. Move 17. 3 pieces to go. 2 pieces to go for both players. Not a lot of board space left, to be honest with you. It's an interesting game. Or you could give it to JJJ, Plink Plonk. You can give it to JJJ. You can have me take it back, aka not pay it out. Or you could put it towards the finals and have first place get it. Your choice. Can I give it to Restitutor if they win and you if Pico wins? You could do it. Listen, man. Effectively, imagine I have paid you $40. You can do anything you want with those $40. If that's your choice, that's your choice. It is your $40 to do what you want with. But you are giving me a reason to root for Pico, I will say, because it saves me $40. All right, Pico wins game 3. Pico up 2-1, 1 game away from being the first ever Minogoe champion. He's the #1 player on the leaderboard. He's the #1 seed in the tournament. He was everybody's favorite going into the tournament. Most likely to win. Anyone would have told you that. And all he has to do is win 1 more game and he locks in the money. $100. And he locks in $40 going back to me. Simply, we are in the grand finals. It is 2-1 in favor of Pico. Why don't you like my coach? Pico just wins too much, man. He's too fucking good. Pico has played less long than everybody, and I know that's a stupid thing to say because the game has only existed for a week, but Pico's just too damn good, man. I can't say anything because I didn't even lose to Pico, but... Alright, Restitutor is going to need to make something happen. Going with a symmetrical play right now. Restitutor, being player 1, does not have the handicap of the half point, meaning that he kind of needs to make something happen on his own. Can't really go with a Vin classic mirror strategy. We've got a very interesting opening. What is the hands here? 3 T pieces in the hand here. A very interesting, very high scoring hand that the players have rolled. Excited to see what they can do with it. So far, I heavily favor Pico's board. Restitutor has more points on the board, but Pico has a significantly better setup. But with 3 Ts, you never really know what can happen here. So both players are probably going to have 3 Ts down. I imagine Restitutor is going to play his 3rd T right here. That would be my assumption. Or right here. Either one works. And then we're essentially tied, and it's about board position for the rest of the game. Decides to play it on top. So, both players are threatening 2 areas. Might be a bit of a stretch, but could I also get 15 coins for a profile picture if you get the money back? Yeah. I mean, $40 is 40 coins, Plink Plonk. So if you're not going to take the 3rd place prize money, I could just give you 40 coins instead of the $40. Because essentially you would be getting the $40, spend, buying $40 worth of coins, which is 40 coins. Wait, no, that's 400 coins. Wait, I'm stupid. That's 400 coins. Because $1 is 10 coins. So I could give you 400 coins in exchange for your money. Equal trade for me. Interesting block move here by Pico. Pico trying to deny one of Restitutor's scoring opportunities. Somewhat successfully is going to do so. But is Pico going to be able to make scoring opportunities on his own here? Exchange rate is different if you pick the higher package. That's true. If you paid $10 4 times, you would get 600. So technically, for your $40 is worth 600 coins. If that is what you would like. I will happily allow for the exchange, because it's essentially like I gave you the $40 and then you immediately spent it on the site. So, no problem on my end, if that's what you'd like. You will be the richest player on the site by a lot. Vin and JJJ both bought $5 worth of coins. Those are the only 2 contributors so far. And I spent $200 in the tournament, $50 on Simply sponsorship, $7 on server host. So I'm currently down 247. All right, you're going to take it, so I'm down 207. You have cut $40 off my losses, Plink Plonk. Enjoy your 600 coins. Bro is going to open so many fucking seed packs. What are you going to spend your 600 on? 60 seed packs? And then you do a seed pack opening? Can we do a video, Plink Plonk? Can we all get in Discord and watch you open like 50 seed packs? That'd be a solid YouTube short. Fucking gambling short. Microtransaction short. I almost favor Restitutor here. It's a tough one, though. I am hungry. I've only eaten half of a sandwich my whole day today. I gotta go set up a moth light outside. I gotta stop talking because I'm sick and my voice hurts. Only straight pieces left for Restitutor, so actually I may have to favor Pico here. What's Pico got? Pico's still got a scoring piece in him. Pico really only has to block. He has a guaranteed 2 score anytime he wants it. And he takes it right now. So now it's on Restitutor. Restitutor needs to find 2 points somewhere on the board. Unblockable. I don't know that it exists, frankly. I think we may have crowned our first Minogoe champion, folks. Restitutor going to take the 6. Pico's surely going to block that. It's not a best of 7, it's a best of 5. Tournament took too long. I said that a while ago. You said finals is best 7. I said that very beginning of the tournament, but I've said like 8 times since then that it's a best of 5. I literally said in the chat, Pico versus Restitutor best of 5 for first. JJJ Plink Plonk best of 5 for third. So I believe that is it, folks. What? Yeah, okay. Pico getting a little bit funky with it, but Pico is going to take the tournament. He lost 1 game out of 12 to win this tournament. He is possibly the greatest Minogoe player we've ever seen. Possibly the greatest Minogoe player we will ever see. Pico, congratulations. You have won $100. $100 and a champion title that no one else on the site will have. You have a unique title that nobody else has. Congratulations. You have every badge. You've won the tournament. You are definitely the best player. Good job, Restitutor. Congrats on 2nd place. Not too bad. You've won $60 yourself and 3 seed packs. I'm sure you won't be too mad about that. Everybody who won, you can DM me on Discord, your PayPal or Venmo or however I can get you your money. I will put congratulations to everyone in the opening tournament. First, Pico. 2nd, Restitutor. 3rd, Plink Plonk. 4th, JJJ. GG's, everybody. Congratulations. And yeah, let me know how I can get you your money if you won something. If you won packs or coins, I will get them to you tomorrow. All right. Or maybe tonight. I might set it up tonight. All right. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned. Play Minogoe. We will be having future tournaments, more like league-style stuff. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you later.